What's up, guys? Eric Prairie, Focus Fishing Guide Service, Table Rock Fishing Intel. Got another video fishing report for you for Table Rock. It is Tuesday, August the 31st, which means this coming weekend is the last silly weekend of the year. Boat traffic's already down. I'm kind of surprised how I'm down at the dam today, and I'm surprised how light the boat traffic is. I know it's a Tuesday, but normally through the summer it stays pretty busy, but after this coming weekend things are really going to slow down during the week and probably on the weekends a little bit as well. As far as our lake level is concerned, we are at 916.5 something. You know, the beaver's finally down to normal pool, not running a lot of water on Table Rock, they kept us pretty steady while they had water in beaver, but they've pretty much let us go down to about a half foot below. They're running generators a couple hours a day. That's about it. Water temperature is kind of all over the map, anywhere from 85 to about 87, just depending on where you're at. You get later in the day or you get in some of that dirtier water and you'll see some higher water temperatures, but the bite's been good. Bite changed. Caught them doing something completely different down here that we hadn't done in a while. But the best way to stay on top of that, of course, become a pro member, Table Rock Fishing Intel, get the reports, get the maps, get the feature videos, get all that information that helps you find and catch more fish on Table Rock Lake. But if you're coming down, gonna fish the lower end of the lake where I am today, actually, we had a pretty good morning this morning, caught everything on a football jig less than 20 feet deep. Caught all smallmouth too, which was kind of surprising. But yeah, everything was on gravel and rock mix points. Seemed like the ones that had were a little bit steeper were better than the ones that were just real flat points. But we caught fish just about on every point that we fished. Probably should have had more, but they were hot. You'd stick them and they'd make a hard run. But we were catching them on the peewee football jig. We caught them on the heavy cover football jig and caught some on a spider jig as well. Drop shot bite, of course, is working down here like it always does in the summertime, either on the gravel, on the docks, or in the trees. You just got to figure out where they're hanging out at on a particular day. And then a little bit on swim bait down here as well, but I can tell you the last couple times I've been down here, including today, I've not seen as much surface activity to throw the swim bait or a scuba spoon at, so it's probably not as good here as it is at other end of the lake. Go up in the mid-lake area. Football jig bite's starting to turn on up there as well. Again, gravel mixed with rock. Be as shallow as 8 or 10 foot deep early, back out to about 15 to 20 later in the day. On both the peewee and the heavy cover football jig, catching them on both. Drop shot bite's still strong. Again, shad shaped cut tail, UV drop shot worm, any of those worms. And again, you're looking for, they're either on the gravel, 25 to 35, they're in the trees around 20 to 35, or they're on the dock cables 20 to 35 foot deep. That's basically the three patterns we're running right now if we're going to drop shot. A lot better topwater or surfacing action in the mid-lake area. Caught a lot more last time I was there, throwing a swim bait, throwing either Kitech 2.8 or 3.3 on the gem shad heads or gem shad 2.0 head, and basically just throwing it into surfacing fish and catching them that way. And have caught a few doing the topwater deal in the mid-lake area against those steeper banks, you know, the ledgy type banks. But that bite's really just a first thing in the morning, and then you got to chase the shade. You can keep it going maybe till about 9 o'clock by chasing shade, but the best bite's going to be first thing in the morning, and you've got to put that bait right on the bank in order to get bit. Go up into the James. The James really hasn't changed that much. You've still got that good topwater bite with either a whopper plopper, chopo, buzzbait, right up against those steeper banks, and then chase the shade. That's basically what we've been doing up there. That bite up there will last just a little bit longer. If you chase the shade and do it effectively, you can make it last almost to 10 o'clock. From there, the football jig bite's starting to take off as well, both the peewee and the heavy cover football jig from Jewel. Again, gravel and rock mix, mostly main lake points, not really catching many back into the creeks, but mostly main lake points. Early, you know, as shallow as 8 to 10 feet deep. Later in the day, they move out, and you're going to be looking at more 15 to 20 foot deep. And then, of course, the brush pile bite with a big worm. That bite will continue until this water really cools off. When the water cools off a bunch, you'll see that bite start to go away. But right now, as long as we're in the 80s, throwing a 10 or 11-inch worm, Texas rigged, and working it slowly through those brush piles that are anywhere from 10 to 15 foot deep has been very, very effective. So keep that in mind as well. Go up in the White River, a lot of different things going on up the White River. Definitely want to have a football jig tied on. A lot of fish coming on a football jig, both peewee and the heavy cover football jig. Again, gravel and rock mix points. If you get in some of the bigger creeks like around Baxter or Big Creek or further up the lake, we have started to see a few of those fish on the secondary points, but really primarily a main lake deal, 5 to 10 foot deep early, and then back out a little bit, get out to 10 to 25 foot deep later in the day. That's been very effective. Then you've got the topwater bite right up against those steeper, rocky, and ledgy banks. Been catching several fish doing that with a chopo, a buzzbait, or a whopper plopper. Keep that in mind as well. Again, that bite works really well first thing in the morning. Slows down, but you can keep it going by chasing the shade up there as well. Swim bait bite's been pretty strong up there too. Basically the Kitech 2.8, 3.3 around those schooling fish. As far as schooling fish is concerned, the White River certainly has more fish. I shouldn't say schooling, surfacing fish. A lot more fish surfacing up the White River than anywhere else on the lake that I've seen. And then of course a drop shot bite, either gravel, trees, or boat docks. On the gravel, they're going to be 25 to 35 on the bottom. On the trees, they're going to be in that 20 to 35 foot range. And then same with the dock cables, 20 to 35 foot range. Shad shape, cut tail, UV drop shot worm, whatever you like to fish on your drop shot rig really has been pretty darn effective, especially later in the day. It seems like that bite gets better as the day wears on. So if you're fishing all day, maybe throw a topwater and then a jig and then switch up to a drop shot rig later in the day and catch a few more fish doing that. Guys, we are almost done with summer. We got this weekend to get through, and then we really should be getting our lake back, which would be great. Bite's good, bite's changing. Things are changing faster than it seems it normally does. Normally catching smallmouth in August on a football jig at the dam is kind of unheard of, but like I said, that's all we caught today. So things are really starting to change. Things are really starting to move up. You know, we got a lot of championship type tournaments coming up, so you know, guys, best way to stay on top of it, best way to know what to do, have a clue before you even get to the lake is to become a pro member of Table Rock Fishing Intel and get all the reports and videos and everything else that will help you catch more fish when you come to Table Rock Lake. But if you're coming down, want to hire a guide, give me a call. It's Focus Fishing Guide Service. You can reach me at 417-860-4743 or hit my website, focusfishing.com, and either book online or shoot me an email. Either way, I get back to you as soon as I can. Guys, thanks for watching the videos. Check out Table Rock Fishing Intel if you haven't done so. Thanks for watching. Can't wait to hear from you. We'll see you on the water.